There it goes. Okay.
Is is, is it a
This is
beverage?
homebrew. This is
Nice.
the last of our pale ale.
Good deal. Good deal.
Yeah.
I got they had the Highlands IPA
Ooh, that was a good
variety
one if I
pack.
remember correctly.
Yeah. So they had this, they had Daycation, and they had the AVL IPA, which I think is supposed to be Asheville. That one was really good. It's a blue can,
Mm-hmm.
like this. And I've already burned through all of those, but they were on sale at the liquor store for the 12 pack for like 10.99, and that's usually what they sell the 6 pack for at Publix. So I picked up two of them. So I said, that's
Nice.
it. So
Nice.
I'm almost done with two of them, and that was yesterday. So teasing, I'm teasing. All right, here we go.
All
Let's get
right.
over here. Let me see if I can get this thing going. Um, dun, 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 dun. I love that. I love that every single time. All right, here we are, 2020 Fantasy Football League COVID edition, Week 9 wrap up. Can you freaking believe? Here, I'm going to kill that noise there. Can you freaking believe that we are Week 9? We're talking about Week 9. I don't know where the time went.
Yep.
Um,
Who's fast?
but we are already there. Week 9. I mean, gee whiz, gee golly willikers. We're most of the way through the season, or at least not halfway. Right here, summary after week 8. Everybody knows where we were. A bunch of the black dots and a couple of bounces there. The good to garbage was where we were.
Right.
Coming out of there, fantasy football week 9 matchup breakdowns right on into it. With the closest game of the week, we had Team Vicerion and Team Poppy. Poppy edged him out with 4.54 point differential. Javi had been coming up. He had won 2 in a row. This was just, it could have been so much closer.
Yeah.
I hate it for him. But it is what it is, as Rob would say.
Yeah.
And he fell short. And that's even, good Lord. Poppy had 3 zeros there. Oh, that hurts even more.
Yep.
Oh Lord, I don't know how you do that, but Metcalf and Baltimore's defense, saved his butt.
Yeah, it's good to get
So
13 points from your defense, but then again, he got 13 from or 12 from his
get
kicker. So
12 from his kicker. Yeah. So,
yeah.
well, that's that hurts, but it was close at least. So it
What is
was
the saying? It's better to be lucky than it is to be good. So I think
that's where it comes
that's
down.
it right there.
All right, next one coming up. This is you.
All right, Centerville, hello against Skeletor Martinis. That was another. It was pretty close, really. This has been really Skeletor Martini's season, though, if you think about it, because he's had the most points scored against him, and
Hmm.
every week it's like this. He scores like a respectable number, and then he gets beat by somebody who scores just a little bit more, or even if it's a lot more, still he still brings like a respectable team every week. So
Yep,
unlike
really
other people
does.
with stinky feet, he's doing what he's supposed to do. So
Yeah,
what can you
yeah,
do, right? I mean, he's got the best team in. That's all you got.
yeah.
And sometimes you come up short, and hello
Well, I
gets the
think we,
win.
we I think we went through that last week, and we're doing it again right now, where he really, he squeezed it all out. It's really it's all out there, and he like you said, it's respectable,
Yeah.
but it
And
just
Dalvin Cook, I mean, that's pretty much the story of this game if you're looking at it. I mean,
that's the story
really,
of this season, man.
yeah.
Dalvin
But
Cook.
But hello, it really, if you look at his team, like kind of middling outside of Bridgewater and Dalvin. So
Yeah.
this week anyway, but he still got 109 with basically my next door neighbor and the guy 2 houses down fielding the rest of the team. So Bugs
So good.
Bunny, right?
Yep, that's good for him. Yeah, I'm hoping that this kind of string of Skeletor Martinis plays, because I'm playing him this week. So
Oh
I,
boy.
I need to be on the other side. I think he's coming in angry. So
Yeah,
that's
he's probably is. Look at this.
well, yeah, he's going to take it all out on me. All right. So the next one up, there's 10.7. So wait, let me go back really quick, because that was 10.58.
Oh
So
boy.
just on the other side of this, 10.7. Two really close games again. with gloves, and gloves, pulled out a win.
Finally got a
Over.
win.
There
Jesus.
we go. There we go. Um, Again, it's almost like, I mean, 80.4 and almost 70, 80 to 70, where some of these other ones are over 100 points, and they're blowouts, but Gloves got it, so good for him. He's moving right on up, even with a -2 on the defense. So I think that's his wheelhouse. That's he doesn't know how to field a defense that's not going to get him negative numbers. I don't know what that's about,
High
but
risk, high reward. That's what he's
there
trying for, I think.
there you
But
go. There he just keeps throwing craps.
I'll
So
tell you
all
right
right,
now, I want to toot my own horn here. After the trade we made for Aaron Rodgers, I traded him Will Fuller, and he's been a very solid wide receiver this year. So if you,
17 points. That's crazy. Yeah.
yeah, and if you look at his team, that was a big reason right there. So I'm glad
No
to see
doubt.
him win because honestly, I know unlike some of the people at the bottom, especially, he actually doesn't deserve to be at the bottom. So he does play fantasy football. He does care about football. So we'll see what he's
Yeah.
able to do with the rest of the year. But
Yeah.
if Russell Wilson doesn't bring in bigger numbers, he's not going to do too well. I know
And he
that.
at the beginning of the season, Russell Wilson was giving him more points than this. I do
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah, he was solid. But it was the same thing with Rob and Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson at the beginning of the year was putting in much higher numbers than this. So they've hit some sort of, I don't know, midseason, blah.
Bad matchup
Oh,
is what I
yeah.
would call that. I don't
There
know
we go.
about Lamar Jackson also played against Indy, who's like one of the best defenses. So
Yeah.
Buffalo has been up and down anyway, so that's not really too surprising. I mean, he had a good week, really. It's just,
It's week by week. You
yeah.
really don't know what you're going to get.
Yep.
All right.
You're right.
Is this you or me? This is you.
Okay.
But
Tipsy
it's me.
bench warmers. Okay, yeah. It's your guy,
That's
your
what I
your
mean.
team. But anyway, 20 points, man. That's a pretty good win when Mahomes starts the week off 30.88. But
Mm.
then the rest of her team's worth like 15 or something. So
I,
that's
I
not a
had
good way to win.
I
Not
had
a
the
good.
same thing. I had a .08 from Williams. I had 0 from was it Chris Davis in Tennessee? It's like, and they played. It's like, oh, you guys are killing me. So, but she did the same thing. Williams, she got 0. Really, it was almost mirrored. Now that I'm looking at that, Slayton got .08.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think Corey Davis. Is it Corey Davis?
Is it Corey Davis?
I think it's Corey. I
Why
don't
am I
know.
thinking Chris Davis? Why is
I
that
don't
in my
know.
head?
I don't know, but I
Yeah.
think it's Chris Davis. I'm not
No,
100%,
you're
but
probably right.
number
You're
84 on
better
the
at the
on
names than
Tennessee.
me. Yeah.
Well, I do watch a lot of games. But either
I do
way,
too,
it
but I'm otherwise engaged most of the time.
what other way is there? I mean, come
There you
on.
go.
But yeah, I
No,
mean,
I
you
cut
you
you
had
off.
another good Smith Schuster there, so that's good. I mean, that's looking good for him.
He finally came back.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
like
I've been waiting for
three
it.
weeks in a row now. He's had like respectable numbers, so
I've
that's
been waiting
good.
for him to come back.
Kelsey
Yeah.
had a good week, even though he had no touchdowns, which they tried to get it to him a couple times.
Hmm.
I mean, that's 80 is an okay score. It's not like you're not going to win a lot of games with it, but we've got some other people that you know, it is what it is, right? So,
It is what it is.
and
All right.
speaking of it's what it's,
That almost worked. All right, get
damn, I
these hands
tried, I tried. What do you want?
at 33.06 point differential. Get these
Jesus.
hands coming in at almost 70 points to Team Bacon. My man coming up, like really throwing it down, 102.62. So,
Yeah,
Bobby is not wanting to be living in the basement anymore. And he
that's
came
good
back
for
and he came
him.
back with a vengeance. Kyler Murray with 38.92. That's what really, I think, put him
Yeah.
over the top on all of
Well,
that.
and then if you want to look at the other side of the course there, Tom
Yeah.
Brady shit in the bed against the Saints. I mean, that was
That was, it
just
was hard
weird.
to
It was
watch.
just weird. I don't know what
It
else to
was
say. It was just weird.
I kept looking at it like I did not believe Tampa Bay's line was that porous at
Hmm.
the O line, and it was play after play after play after play. It was like the Saints just were going through them. It was like they weren't even there, and
And
all I
look,
kept thinking,
she got 21.6 out of DJ Chark. That's
da 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 da.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
DJ Chark.
Da, da, da,
Yeah. So I don't
da.
know. Yeah, I
Now,
mean, shit, 14 out of Tennessee's defense. I think they had a touchdown. That's how you win. It's
yep.
team effort. You can't get
Oh
over
yeah.
100 just with one guy. So,
Yep. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's hard to do. So, yeah, across the board. Even if Brady would have had a much more stellar week, but yeah, she needed something else from the rest of her line there.
Right.
Uh, so, and there was no telling that Tom Brady, was going to put up 2.36. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
I think Vinny Testaverde put up 2.36 last week. So let's do something. All right, coming out of there, we have
What a horrible
did I
week
do
for
that one?
me.
This one you?
Jesus.
Yeah,
No,
the
you
feet
can go ahead if
ballers.
you want. I mean, Jesus.
Two
Gavin
point.
bringing it home again. Look how many buys and zeros.
Yeah, I earlier on in the week, I really wanted to say, do we need to make a call? Is he okay? And somebody was like,
I
oh
hope
yeah, he
he
was in a
is.
meeting. He
I
was in a
really
meeting.
hope.
We call. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's just given up.
Yeah.
Or this, and I get it. Everybody's busy. Hell, I'm busy too. I was working till 11:30 last night, but I'm still setting my line. I will tell you this. I put in a trade offer for him for Christian McCaffrey. I mean, I figured if he's not going to play him, y'all let somebody play him, right? So I don't I
That's ridiculous. I
don't
mean,
know.
that
So
may be the worst uh, example of slacking is this week right here. I mean, just
it's
to look at it. I mean, look, three guys on buys. Come on, that's
yeah,
it's just sad.
yeah,
And then not even starting a quarterback like 3 weeks in a row or something like
yeah,
that. I mean, that's just like let's find
yeah.
somebody else. I like Gavin. He's a good guy. I think
Mhm.
everybody likes him. There's nothing wrong with him. It's just
If you're
you
not going to
know
play the game, then yeah,
this is dishonorable and it
yeah,
hurts people who actually want to play in a competitive league. I mean, there's no excuse for it. It literally takes just a few minutes a week. So, yeah, to me, I would definitely say if Rick tries to come back next year, I think we kick Gavin for Rick or whoever else we
well,
find that
there's
maybe the
it's
lunch
one of
lady
those
needs a
things.
fantasy football team or something like that. I don't know.
I got Ryan. He's the new guy in our unit, and it's kind of funny that during our staff meeting calls on Monday, inevitably it falls over and we start talking about fantasy football because you got me in there, you got Mariano in there, you got Rob in there. So
Right.
Brad, he just kind of
Yeah.
nods his head and kind of goes along and he just zones out. And then Ryan, who apparently plays fantasy football in other leagues, he's like all of a sudden having to sit through this for 9 weeks. He's like, yeah, I want in. He said Nick. He
Oh,
said to
okay.
me. He said next year I want in. Like, get me in on this league because it's pervasive into our meetings because we don't get to talk about this, up and down the hallway like we
Right,
normally
right.
would.
You're
So,
right. Yeah, you're right.
yeah,
All I'm saying is Gavin is
yeah.
the first, person relegated to the regular world. He's a citizen again. He's no longer a fantasy football player,
Well, yeah, and
manager.
this dismal performance out of that, was only to your benefit this week. So 84.6, and you got a 57-point differential. So you
It's
scored 85
ridiculous.
points, and you were 57
I
points
know.
ahead of
I
your
I was like,
competition. So,
you don't know. Thursday night after I had Devonte Adams and Aaron Rodgers worth like 50 some points, I'm over here thinking I am going to set the all-time record for most point beat differential, and then I shit the
oh,
bed. Well, not as
that
bad
would
as
have been
he
good.
did, but
Goodness
yeah,
gracious.
I wanted to beat
Uh,
him by 100. That's what I was predicted it on
That
Thursday
would
night.
that would have been awesome, and we
I
would have
know.
done a whole other slide for that. But
Yeah, it would have
with
been awesome,
with the
but
highest point differential this week, it really came against D Money,
Jesus.
and welcome to the nightmare with 73.46.
Maybe he was in his own nightmare this week. I don't know.
And this was one of those where it was just like you said, it was the matchups. And the crazy thing is, he had 22 points, defense and kicker, with 9 over here. Traditionally, that would put you over the top all the rest across the board. But he had Jared Allen with 37 points. He had some really good ones. Tyreek Hill, 25.1. And then, you're just
He
not going
bought
to do
into
it.
the hype on Ezekiel Elliott,
Yeah.
which, I will say that Dallas's quarterback, whatever third or fourth string, wherever they are, Dallas
Yeah. No,
Oh my
it
God.
was. You're right.
Yeah, my
You got to
children are.
evacuate.
No, I think I'm all right. It's not like
Okay.
my wife battery died or something. It's just some silliness that I think can wait. So, but yeah, I mean, DeAndre Hopkins 0 or 3 points. That's
Yeah.
horrible.
No.
Not everybody on this team is really a surprise to me, but I've got
It,
Fant in the other league, so
everybody's going to have those weeks. I mean, every player is going to have those weeks where they just don't really perform all that well, and he just had a lot of them in a row. So
right.
it is what it is. So I
Yeah.
got to quit saying that.
Well,
It's
that's
what it's.
yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean it is. Yeah, he really went away from Dallas and that ended up hurting him a little bit. Not a lot. I mean, let's be honest. The quarterback was really the one that killed him as far as like he would have been at 70 or something at least if he hadn't or 80. If he had
Oh,
played Drew Lock down there or something like that, but
I think I just messed it up again. I
what's
think I messed
that?
up that slide. I thought I did. I thought that Durwood had the highest thing at 109, but it was D Money. It was Danny.
Yeah.
Danny was 131. Okay, so we're gonna go by that slide very quickly. I'm good.
So we're gonna
Holy
yeah,
moly!
we'll have
Yeah,
well, it doesn't matter because we're not having anybody on today, so
I'm gonna have to
I
fix it.
guess
Well,
that kind of works out in a way.
it's one of these things where I think, between me and you, I think people quit watching this anyway. I think there were 3 views last week,
I
and
did
you were one of
see
them, and I was one of them,
I
and
did
that
not
was
watch
it.
last week. I have not watched in like 3 weeks because my wife can't
Uh,
stand it. So
yeah. Well, that's what you get. You got to put the headphones in. You got to,
you're right.
when the poop
I
is
do
falling on
think
her team logo, I can see why she doesn't want to stand it. So,
yeah.
uh,
Well, it
no,
is what it
yeah,
is, I guess.
there it is. All right. So, Danny,
Danny is
congratulations.
number one this week, which would
131.3.
be his second, right?
It
Also?
would, yeah, it would be
Okay.
his second. So
Yeah.
I thought it was Durwood. It was my mistake. It was Danny. So we
Well,
gotta
maybe
call.
next week it'll be me and we can bring Danny in as a makeup.
There you go. We'll bring it back. We'll make it up to him at some point in time.
Yeah.
Um, Coming in here, the
Jeez.
highest individual performance of the season still is from,
Was
or no, from
last week, right?
last week,
Yeah.
from Centerville Hello, Dalvin Cook with 47.6. This week, the highest one was Kyler Murray with
By a
Team Bacon.
hair, right? Because
Yeah, we went over that for 38.92. So that's good stuff. Uh, this is kind of where I was going with this. If you want to cover the thing here, but
sure.
the week one, the lowest performance from week one, he glove set
Still
it up
hanging in there. Yeah.
with point 0.8. He has numerous times, at least 4 times, held this like of the week thing.
Yeah.
Here's this week.
Hey, look,
So
he's putting those gloves on. Maybe he's not putting them on to do work. I don't know. That's about the only thing I got.
and he's not. This is just really one of those just unfortunate things where they really should be doing better, and they just the matchup that day. But this
I
is, I think, it's the
mean,
fourth or fifth time that he's gotten a negative
yeah.
2 on the defense. But I don't know that he pays that much credit for him anyway. Because
Well, yeah. Yeah, he's lost so many weeks, and it's not like he's losing by 2 points most of the time. So,
right. So yeah, well, I'm not going to beat him up too bad. It's not
no.
like not like he's
No, he
not.
won this week. He should feel good.
There you go. Uh, the current worst record performance of the season still remains to Pete Ballers 22.2. Even though he really, really tried for this week, week 9, he
Really, really
tried to
tried my
match
ass.
that.
If he had
Yeah,
put Christian McCaffrey scored more than that
yeah,
on his bench, one
yeah.
dude who everybody in the whole league would have started in the whole world, literally because of Gavin, they don't ESPN stats do not say 100% starting. I think Gavin is the one guy who's not starting him because people are saying, how the hell is this not 100% of people starting Christian McCaffrey?
Oh, I started him in the other league and I won because of it.
Yeah,
So
he played
yeah,
great. He looked amazing,
yeah.
and now he's hurt again. He's not going to play this week. So,
He had like 28 points.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So I gotta. Oh yeah, yeah. It is. Whew,
it's what
that's.
it's.
It's what it's. Come on, man. Feet baller, set a
Splits,
damn
it's
thing.
what it's.
So the record was D Money at 154.68, and then I had put in here it was Centerville, but it
It's
wasn't. It was
really
D
D
Money
money,
at
131 or
131.
something.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so I got to fix that, but we will. Danny will make it up to you. I promise. Week 9 notables. They're still one undefeated. And the Steelers, I thought in the beginning of that game, were going to let it go. Uh, but,
Right.
but but hey,
But
they
it
are
is
still
Dallas, so
ah
not Atlanta, but
no. So they are the lone undefeateds, and Mercury Morris is just itching to pop that bottle of champagne, and that's it. The teams on a bye, we have the Falcons, Cowboys, Kansas City, and the Jets. Other than that, like you just said it, McCaffrey's apparently injured again after
right.
coming off with over 28 points on an individual thing. They're going to sit him down. I need to go readjust
I
my
got
line.
some other injuries to mention. Preston Williams is on IR. Preston Williams, the wide receiver that exploded this week for Miami. That was Tua's go-to target. He is now out for a minimum of 3 games. So get him out of your lineup. Kyle Allen was put out, so Alex Smith quickly came in and threw 3 interceptions. So back to normal for him. Um, so that's it. That's all I got. There actually was not a lot of stuff. There's a few COVID, like Roethlisberger had COVID, but
That was a
I
big,
still think he's
yeah.
going to end up playing this week. But I don't know, maybe not. It doesn't matter. Luckily, I got Aaron Rodgers just in time. Jeez, talk about lucky.
I thought, yeah, no doubt. I thought he was going to come out of that the knee, that play where it looked like he bent his knee, like it
Oh my
hyperextended.
God, yeah,
I thought for sure he
he
was going
was
to come out of
hurt.
that,
I thought
and
for
then he
sure
came out.
too.
He was doing that limping thing, and then I thought, is he playing? Is he, because he did that in a playoff game where he was acting like, oh, his knee was hurt, and then he scrambled and picked up the first down.
Right,
And I
right,
remember the
right.
celebration with Bill Cowher on the sideline, where Cowher's like shaking him and he's laughing, like, you give me a heart attack, dude, or something. But I was like, all right, you doing this again? But I think he legitimately did get a little tweaked there, but he was able to finish the game. So
Hmm.
yeah,
He
good.
survived.
Other than that, nothing like terribly true, or nothing came over the headlines on my phone notifications in the last couple of days. So
Yeah.
I think Green Bay got bumped. They got flexed on Sunday to an afternoon game because the other games just seemed to be poopy. But other than that, nothing terrible.
Yeah. Somehow we're still not like it's been what
We're rolling.
4 or 5 weeks since there's been
Well, and
another game canceled or moved or something like that.
I think owners, administrative, the teams, they got cranked down on pretty damn hard from the league. Was it
Right.
the Raiders that lost a damn draft pick
Yeah, I think it was
because
the
they
Raiders.
keep screwing around? I think they tightened up the teams, and the teams tightened up the players.
Right.
So they can't do the NBA bubble, but they can try to keep
Thank
everybody,
God.
in line. And so, yeah, I don't
Yep.
know, but we're still going. Thankfully, I like it. We're going to get us there. Week 9. I love that you did this. Uh,
I told you every
Fantastic.
week.
I love it. I love
Stinky
it.
feet is going to be at
Hmm.
the bottom for a long time, so I have to come up with a lot of F words that start that link to feet. So I don't know.
Foul feet. Funky feet.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It'll be a challenge for me, I'm sure,
Effing feet.
but
We're
yeah,
gonna,
you
yeah,
can
we're gonna,
see the movement. I mean, you see the green coming to the top, right? So green is
yep.
good. Green means you're scoring a lot of points. Red means you're not scoring shit, Gavin. Um, yellow is somewhere in
Yeah,
between, and then you can see where Poppy has been, getting railed on points
yeah,
against. You can
yeah,
see where the people points against at the top have been lucky. I'm
yeah.
included in that list. Me and Tim have like I think the least points scored against. Technically, Tim has 2 less points, even though Gavin just scored 27 on me. So um,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, I mean it's going to be a good playoff run. I think when we cut to the playoffs, it's going to be exciting. We're going to have to kick this thing up a notch or something like fireworks or burn a
Well, I,
house down or some shit. We got to do something crazy because
I have sparklers, and I have the like the little pop things, but they look like little sticks of dynamite, and it sounds like you're shooting around down the street. They are friggin' loud.
I mean we're going to have to
So
do
we got
something
something.
because
Hey, let me
it's
ask you a
going to get
question.
hot. Okay, go ahead.
With this league here, after the end of the season, like last year was my first year, and I didn't make the playoffs, so I was just boom, I
I
was
didn't
out.
either. Yeah.
Do do all of the players that are on the teams that don't make it in, do they filter into the
The
ethosphere so
losers
you can
bracket,
grab them,
basically. Oh
or do
no,
they
no, no,
just,
no. They
oh,
stay
there
on the
is a losers
teams.
bracket, you just keep
I
playing?
don't I don't think there is a losers bracket in this league. In most leagues I play in, there's a consolation, like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm not 11th, I'm 13th. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it differentiates. I'm a little bit less stinky poo
Yeah, I
than
don't suck
you.
as bad as you.
Right,
So yeah,
right,
yeah, I suck, but at least I'm better than,
right.
Skeletor Martini. So I'm
Exactly. No.
teasing. I'm
I'm
teasing.
telling you right now, Martinez is going to make the playoffs. I'm calling it now.
Well, he's probably going to come back. He's going to have.
That's what
He's
I'm
going to.
saying.
Yeah.
He's got a good team, and you're probably going to see between those three yellow teams in the middle, Tim, Tipsy, Benchwarmers, and Get These. One of those three people is not going to make it, and he's going to make it. I think everybody else will make it. I don't know which.
Tim, Tim will go up. Tim's got too good of a team not to go up. He's
Well,
definitely
you
got
look at the
too
points
much of a
scored, but
too
yeah,
much
I
of a
mean,
record.
somebody will lay down for him, I'm sure, one of these weeks. Keep him in
Yeah.
it. But I'm just saying that if you look at the points, it's like it's clearly obvious that he's the only one that isn't up there that has a lot of points. I mean, he's got more points than I do.
Hmm.
And I'm not saying I'm even all that, but you know, I'm up there with the other guys. I'm the
Yeah.
bottom of the barrel for the top, but
You're sitting in fourth. You're 7-2. Don't play it like, don't stop that.
yeah,
Yeah, stop that mess right now. I'm barely hanging on in the yellow. I'm thinking, well, am I going to make it stay in the field goal range? Because this is a little interesting. I was doing all right at the beginning, and now we're kind of shooting at the 500. But
yeah,
yeah, it's going to be interesting to see.
yeah.
So let's see here. Coming out of this, oh, your NFC
Yep,
lease.
we
I,
got to
I
do
don't
this.
have. I wasn't able to make them pretty,
That's all
but
right.
yeah, we have your information. I'm
So we
loving
can
that you're
see
doing
now that
this.
three of these teams have the same amount of wins as Gavin. So that shows you right there how bad they are because we know he stinks.
Holy Lord.
But
Yes,
I
yes.
mean, it looks like the Eagles will end up getting this. Go to the next slide.
Well, we got our bullets here that you
Oh,
wanted to
you
go
got the
through.
bullets. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
just keep up to date with the stats, how bad they are. 9-24-1. Dallas on the bye. Giants host the Eagles. Washington at Detroit. That's just
Yeah.
I've done that to start, so I just kept doing it. But
No, no, no. And I love that you're doing that. And especially because within this division, the majority of the time you're going to see a loss, immediately there.
right.
So, yeah. So that's with the NFC least.
So
And then,
jump to that one. Okay, so this is looking at the rest of the Eagles' schedule because remember I said either last week or week I think it was last week I
you call the
supposed
Eagles.
I called that the Eagles would definitely win, which I do believe they will. I don't think there's
Yeah.
really a chance for anybody else. Um, but I do. This is to look at whether they can break the all-time record, wall of shame, whatever you want to call it, for the least teams to make the playoffs. And so I
Let me,
went through and supposed. Oh, go ahead. What are you gonna say?
what, no, I wanted to go back. I was going to add these up as you went because I couldn't remember. So
Okay.
they're at 3-4 right now.
Right.
Okay.
So if
Okay.
if what I say is right, they'll actually get 7 wins. So they'll tie the worst. But I still think that I said Cleveland's probably a win for Eagles. But I mean, hell, the Giants have looked a hell of a lot better than they did at the beginning of the year. I mean, they gave Tampa a run for their money. Granted, we know Tampa is a two-headed giant there or something.
For real, schizophrenic.
I mean, I still believe in the losses that I put up here are pretty sure losses, but I mean, Dallas looked respectable last week. So, who knows? Like I'll be rooting for Dallas and Washington those weeks cuz I want them to win the division but still go 6-8 or whatever. 6-8-1 or whatever it is. So, we'll
Yeah.
see, or 6-9-1. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But it's going to be something to look forward to. I mean, for me, I'm looking forward to it. I'm rooting for the Eagles to lose every game. So this week, watch the Giants. Root for the Giants to win because if the Giants win, that even makes more chaos.
It really, really does. That would be awesome to really see what comes. I would love to see somebody come out of this division with a sub 500 record and still win their division and host a playoff game.
Right.
That's the craziest thing. All right. Now I was trying to see.
Well, and with the way the NFC works, hosting a playoff game, I mean, every one of those teams that's going to make the playoffs. Now, we don't know if it may end up being a 16-team playoff this year, which for those that don't know, it's normally 14. But if it turns out to be a 16 team, then it could be. I don't know how the heck they're going to do that. We might have to talk about that next week because that would be interesting to figure out if they do the 16 team playoff. They might just do it because they can. I mean, let's be
Yeah.
honest. So I don't know. It's hey, more football is better for me. I don't like the idea of them adding more teams that suck into the playoffs, but still.
Yeah.
Anyway,
No, I'm with you. Like you say, more football is great. They call it wild card games because a lot of
anything can
times
happen.
they really are interesting. Anything can happen. So, all
Yeah.
right. Well, coming out of there, week 10 matchups. We got Mr. Suspender Nipple 7-2 going up against
Look at
Danny D
that
Money.
game.
So
Jesus.
that
That's a
and
big
he,
one.
but both of you are projected right now even.
All
So
right.
that's crazy. 105 points.
Yep.
You always tell me don't look at the projections, but
I
and
know.
it's
Well, we all look
but
at them whether we think
yeah,
they're right or not is a whole different
yeah.
story, but
It usually rolls out a little bit different, but
right.
that's going to be a really good one, and maybe it's going to be Danny's turn to kind of have a mediocre performance for a group of his players.
That'd be
Uh,
nice.
you, you got Poppy coming up against Welcome to the Nightmare. Poppy's got on a 2 game winning streak, and Tim just lost one.
Right. Yeah, you
But
see that D Money and I both 5 wins in a row for both of us, so that is going
it's
to be a
crazy.
big time
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
battle. Look at Skeletor Martinez to move on to the next one. 4 losses in a row,
4 in a row.
completely undeserved. That guy is
No, yeah,
getting hated
and
on. Must be something else he's doing in life. I don't know. 'Cause
he's got the mojo against him.
I don't
No,
know, man.
it was actually it was in our Monday morning meeting, and he pointed out he was like, "Look at my score. I would have beaten the majority, all but 3 other
Yeah,
people in the whole league."
and it's
And
been
he
like
was
that a lot of
absolutely
weeks.
yeah, he's absolutely right. But that's not how we play the game.
Correct.
The
Correct.
game is matchup. The game is head to head,
Yep.
and I am hoping that I have enough to
You
squeeze
can
out
get that
right
to
now
five.
because oh
Five
Lord, because
losses in
yeah.
a row for him.
Yeah, the projections do not look good for tipsy bench warmers. That's for sure.
Right.
We got Get These Hands going up against Auto Draft
Against
Superstars.
Flaming Pandas without Pat Mahomes, Pat
Mm-hmm.
Penis. She's gonna be without Pat Penis. So I'm just
Pat
saying it's
McGroin.
gonna be
Yeah,
interesting to see how that's gonna work out, but it can happen.
yeah.
And
Team Bacon going up against Gloves. It's a battle of the 2 and 7s.
look,
So you,
Gloves having a heavy projected right there.
yep, yep.
Gloves, he's gonna start swinging at people. I'm telling you, he got him on finally. He
Well,
needs to he needs to
and
put an updated picture on there.
there it is. Well, and Bacon came down and laid over 100 points on the other one, so I don't see a reason why he couldn't do it again. That's really, I think, going to be an interesting matchup to watch as we go through.
Yeah.
Centerville, hello, 8 and
That's
1
just
on
gonna
a 3 game winning
can he
streak.
beat him by
Yeah,
100?
so
I mean, come on.
there we go. And that's going to be the new game. See how much you could beat feetballers for. So it's the game
Right.
within the game. So
Who
he's going
can
to be
get to
9 and 1
100?
off of that. There you go. And then Rob 4-2 against Javier, and so they're both coming off of a 2 game losing streak. Somebody's going to win. Somebody's going to walk away with
Right.
a little bit of happiness. So let's see who it's going to be. After that, rolling on through here, tonight's game. Usually we say Thursday's game. It's tonight's game. The 5-3 Colts, which I don't. I hadn't been. I guess I haven't been paying attention all matched up together, but I thought they were worse than that. Going up against the 6-2, this is actually a much more even matchup, even than what the
Yes,
what the offensive stats say here.
I
With
agree.
10 and 7, touchdown interception ratio to 19 and 3, you want to lean to Tennessee. The rushing yards with Taylor getting 4 and the monster stiff arm, Mr. Henry with 8. That's still not going to go away.
Come
I'm going
on,
to be thinking about that.
Henry!
And then even receiving, with 2 touchdowns versus 6 with AJ Brown, you would think that they would be so much more far dominant or favored. And Vegas earlier today, I even checked it. Vegas had them at 2.2.5. Had Titans at 2.5, and then
Favored?
just before we came on here, I looked again. It's dead even.
Yeah.
Vegas isn't making the call.
Well,
It's
here's the
dead
thing.
even.
So a couple things that I think about. The Titans definitely have a better offense, but the Colts definitely have a better defense. So The Colts have a better kicker, I would say. Blankenship has been like on point. They've leaned on him heavily.
Mhm.
It's very much like a Tim Tebow type team, if we're being honest there, to alliterate the hell out of that sentence.
Yeah.
Um, but hell, the Colts have a great running game too. So if the Titans get shredded on the ground, that's what you need to look for because they will win the game. If they get held up and Tennessee's holds them to Philip Rivers throwing, which clearly he's not who he used to be, because he
It,
has everything on this team. So
yeah.
there's no
Yeah.
excuse for why he can't perform now.
Mhm.
The Colts is a loaded team. I mean, they really are. And remember, this is a divisional game too. So
Yeah.
I don't think they've played yet this season. And so just keep it in mind because this sets up for another game later in the season that could decide who wins the,
It really
the
does.
division. So
It really does.
it's
And that's the
it's a good Thursday night game to be
it's a great
honest.
Thursday night game. And it's outside. So
Yes.
that's what I'm liking.
Especially if
I
you like
always
defense. It's going to be my guess is going to be probably pretty low scoring. It's going to be like one of those typical Thursday night games where you wish you hadn't started any of your players. That's my guess. Which I'll be pissed because I've got Henry, of course. So,
not
but you never know.
you never know.
You got to start your monsters. That's all I
That's what I'm
know.
saying. And they don't call him a monster for nothing.
Right.
So, no, I'm with you. I'm with you. That's going to be a really good one. I on the on and make your picks on the
Right.
pigskin pick 'em. But yeah, on the pick 'em, I picked the Titans. So we'll see what goes on.
Yeah, I'm not sure who I'm going to pick yet.
Mhm.
I think it's really going to be a close game. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it. Good luck, everybody, in Week 10. Who's going to win the 2020 fantasy football COVID season? COVID.
Cases are up. Hold your
That's
breath.
it. Wear a mask. Wear your damn mask. That's
Drink
all
your
there is to
martinis indoor.
it. All right, big man. As always, nicely done. Great job. It's always a joy. It's always a pleasure.
Yes. If
And
nobody
then
watches this shit, at least I'll enjoy it with you. So
I always enjoy doing it with you.
that's
And I watch it again. So I'm watching it.
well, I need to get back to it. I kind of look at it like it's gonna be fun as shit. Like in a year or two to come back and watch these. Are you kidding me? Think how much fun is gonna be.
Oh, that's it. Oh, yeah. One day I'm going to be somebody's chief of staff, and somebody's going to come up with videos holding ears up like, ah!
Oh, is this you? Hello.
Hello. Yeah, that's right. I'm never going to be anybody's chief of
Oh
staff. So,
shit.
all
Yeah, me
right.
neither. So we're
Uh,
good.
All
All
right,
right,
big
dude.
man. All
Have a
right.
good one.
Close it out.
All right, I'm gonna
You got to
stop.